All right, let's review how we would do an industry analysis. Well, where do you start? Of course, all industry analysis must start with data. And so all industry analysis must be data driven. Look at the outline that we prepared for Coolbox. It is asking a number of questions about the industry in terms of data associated with the industry. So one of the first questions we would need to ask is, what information do we need and where are we likely to find it? Well, of course, once again, we need data about the industry's current, past, and future market size and growth rates. We need information about their submarkets. We need information about trends and issues, and we probably need some information about success requirements. Well, where are we going to find this data? Well, recall that we have already had a little bit of this discussion in the industry analysis videos that we went through previously. Places to look, of course, IBISWorld, Statista, association data. There might be there are a number of associations that collect industry-wide data. In this particular case, there's a couple of trade associations associated with moving and storage. U.S. Census data, particularly the Census of Business data, might provide us with some information. State sales tax data. Remember, we looked at that the Nevada sales tax data earlier. And you might ask yourself, where else? Because in some cases, you have to get very creative to see if you can figure out where you might find this data. Most of the data search will, of course, be done online. There's very little data search anymore where you would physically go in and try to find data, but it does happen. Well, for us, then, we say the starting point for us is, what industry is Coolbox in? The place that we typically start when it's available is IBISWorld. So, go to IBISWorld through the UNLV library and click through to the IBISWorld reports. Once you're in IBISWorld, search for the terms that describe the business and their competitors. For Coolbox, what business are they in? Well, they're in the moving business, and they're in the self-storage business, and one of their major competitors would be someone like Pods. And so you might search all of those terms to see what IBISWorld has that is available, and if not directly applicable, might be good surrogate data. That is data that is representative of that industry. Well, so we type in moving, and when you type in moving, these are a couple of the things that will show up. That's very promising because we have made the argument that Coolbox, to some degree, is in the moving industry. Well, when we type in storage, and you notice I have storage highlighted here because that's what we typed in, we get storage and warehouse leasing in the U.S. Now, let's look at this description quickly. This industry primarily rents out and leases space for self-storage. These establishments provide secure space where customers can store and retrieve their belongings at their convenience. Well, that's sort of what Coolbox does, right? But then we look a little closer and we see a second one down here that's the mobile storage services in the U.S. And it says this industry provides mobile self-storage services to consumers and commercial customers. This industry is different from the self-storage operators in that the storage and warehousing leasing industry, in that its operators provide customers with door-to-door pickup and delivery. And some examples would be Mobile Mini Incorporated, Pods, and so this is another thing that we probably want, another report that we want to take a look at. So, What industry is CoolBox in? Is it in the moving services industry? Is it in the self-storage industry? Or is it in the mobile storage industry? Well, it could be any of these or all of these. And in fact, to some degree, CoolBox is in all of these industries. So you should investigate them all. When you do investigate them, it will become obvious which of these industries is the one in which CoolBox, which describes CoolBox's business most closely, in which it and in the industry in which it competes. In our case, they are centrally in the mobile storage services industry. And here we have a report from last fall. In summary, you can certainly answer most of the questions in the industry analysis using IBISWorld's Mobile Storage as Service report. In the next video, we're going to talk about what is in that actual report and how to use it to answer the questions of an industry analysis. Good luck with the project.